Hello, everyone. This is the ICCARIBBEAN podcast, the podcast that takes you on bi-monthly departures to the stunning Caribbean destinations. You will discover tourism industry, the best Caribbean vacation spots, popular events, and the latest offers from this part of the world. I am your host, Linky, a Caribbean native of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, an inspiring entrepreneur. I am soft-spoken with an infectious laugh that destroys the quiet with pleasure. So get ready and fasten your seatbelts to land at our next destination.
Don't ever give away with smiles, don't want stop and rise, yeah. Been in this shit for hours, I don't even know the time. And if she wants, she knows she don't mind, yeah. She love it when I'm deep inside her, in too deep in the violence. OTG, no for firearms, and I'ma fly her out if I like her. And I'ma fly her out to Barbados. She find it crazy that I always got stainless. Baby girl, why you feel my top is stainless? With all the good take, no, you gon' stay in shit. Take the wrong time, get wet. And she gon' be impressed by no paper. How she look the same with no makeup. Yeah, don't ever give away with smiles. Don't want stop and rise, yeah.
All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to the ICCARIBBEAN podcast. Today we are coming to you from Barbados. We are actually traveling from Atlantis. So for those of you who would love to travel to Barbados, you could get to Barbados from a lot of destinations: Atlanta, Miami, New Jersey, and North Carolina. So the local time is about after 1 o'clock in Barbados. We are traveling, like I mentioned, from Atlanta. Take about 3.5 hours to get into the Barbados area. And we are going to meet our special guest. Today our special guest is Jamar Stoute. And we are going to travel there to invite him to our podcast show. Jamar is a local born and raised. He's a very popular tour guide in Barbados. So he's also excited about talking about his island. So we are very, very happy to introduce Jamar to our podcast show. Welcome, Jamar.
Hello.
Can you hear me clearly?
Thank you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you good. Thank you.
All right, welcome, and we're really glad to have you aboard our podcast show. So, Jamar, tell me about who is Jamar. Tell me about your background, your bringing up. Tell our audience about Jamar.
Well, I am as Barbadian as you can get. I grew up here in Barbados. Always been here. Always been here. People ask me if I travel. I'd say I do travel, but not for long. When you live here, you travel, you go for like a week, and then you miss home. So you always come back. So I am a man of the land, and I feel like because I've always been a people person. I feel like there's things that I can show people. There's more I can tell people about the country, and it just comes naturally. And so, as I said, I am as Barbadian as you can get.
All right. Tell us about what got you into the tour operation business. How kind of walk us through it. How did it started? What the most exciting part of your tour? Maybe your most popular tour. Tell us about your business.
So this business, it kind of wasn't supposed to happen, but it did because I got thrusted into it. So I used to have two jobs. I used to have a day-to-day job in the banking sector, working the 9 to 5, the boring stuff. I was
Uh-huh.
pushing papers. I was pushing papers in an office, in a cubicle, just back and forth, the same old, same old. You know what? Some people like that, and then some people find like something is missing. So I was doing that, right? But I always did have a side hustle, and the side hustle was driving taxi. I figured that if I was gonna get a car, I might as well get a car that pays for itself. And so I was just doing that on the side. And then when I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago, when the pandemic came, it flipped the tables on everything. So what happened then was that the country we locked down. We didn't have any tourism for like 2 years. I know tourism is 40% of our GDP. So when you don't have tourists for 2 years, it is like it knocks the wind out of you. And so during that period of time, my my main job, that company closed down because there was no tourism. And that company was not even in tourism. So every sector got hit hard. Everybody, everywhere. So that company closed down. And then I was just left with the taxi. And I was thinking of ways to see how I can maximize on it on each day, how I can make the best of each day as opposed to the regular, because in taxi business you kind of require tourism, you kind of depend on tourism a lot. But there was no tourism. Or even if there was, it was very little. So I had to find ways to make the most of it to occupy myself for the entire day. So I figured, I know my country. Whenever somebody comes, offer to take them around and show them the country. Instead of looking for 10 or 15 people a day, I can occupy myself with one person for 5 hours.
Okay.
And, that's just kind of how it started. Instead of looking for 10 to 15 people, just look for one person and hold on to them for 5 hours. And it worked that way.
Okay.
No, right. And pretty much got better from there. It grew from there. But when we were going through the slow period, I used that as an opportunity to build a website. I advertised twice as hard while everyone was retreating and running and um, downsizing. I was spending more money on advertisement, and I
Okay.
was I was casting the net. So I turned it around, and now tourism is back, and so are my numbers.
So okay. What's you give us one of your best experience with your which no which is your most popular tour, and give us one of your best experience.
The most popular one is one called Scenic Views, because that one you don't really have to commit to much. You just come, I take you around 5 hours, I show you all the beautiful parts of the country, and you can opt to visit places if you want. That tour is kind of like the basic, the general one, where it can be whatever you want it to be. And if you don't really know what you want to do, I just make suggestions. And I always throw a personal touch into it, because when you come, you're going to see all the magazines telling you to go to this place and how nice it is here. All the commercial places, which are good, they're nice. But I would take you to places that you would never see in a magazine. I would take you to neighborhoods. I would take you to remote places in the country that you would never know were here, because it would never be shown in a magazine. The places that have a natural beauty to them, but not so many tourists, or not so much liveliness. When I said liveliness, I mean people blocking your view. But that's the one with the scenic views. Another popular one is the rum tours. Yeah, because for some reason, I don't know why, but people love alcohol. People love our alcohol. But yeah, our rum tours, we take you to at least 2 of the rum factories that we have locally. And you can take a tour of the factory, see how the rum is made from sugar cane all the way up to the bottles. And then they even show you how to make your own cocktails. So you would know, you would be an expert bartender by the time you go back home.
Okay, well, about the rum,
So,
I think go ahead.
no, I was just saying, so yeah, we have rum and we have amazing views.
Okay, a quick update on the rum. Why? I think I got some answers why people like the rum. There was a scientist in England say once you consume, especially red wine or alcohol, they say clean the blood.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what a scientist in England said. So the wine, especially the red wine, is clean the vein inside of the blood. And if you go to scriptures, in the scriptures, they always use wine. They always use wine as the upper, for the last dinner. So maybe that's for the reason why people kind of like alcohol.
I guess that's why. I can tell you, when you come here and drink the rum, I don't know if it cleans the blood, but it sure does cleans up your attitude. It cleans your attitude right up.
Okay. Man, look,
I think it was Jack Sparrow that was always asking, why is the rum always gone?
Oh, okay. Man, we have a lot to cover here. I've been to Barbados when I was a kid, and I cannot wait to get back there. So we have a lot of questions and a lot of places to discover as we continue our interview. But right now we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna dive into Barbados, man. The beauty, the people, the culture, the food. We're gonna get deep into Barbados when we come back. So let's take a quick break, promote some of your tours, and get you some business. And we'll be right back.
Hyper sound. Music. If you're looking for some place to get away, welcome to paradise. Barbados, so nice. Whether you're drinking rum or a pack of Kool-Aid, welcome to paradise. Barbados, so nice. Man, this thing so sweet, no others can compete. That is my island. Barbados, so nice. We got the best beaches, girl, with them peaches down in my island. Barbados, so nice. Have you ever been to some place before? You ain't leave yet, but you're craving for more. This place will give you so much good memories, plenty vibes and stories. Watch new friends become family. Coming back at this place I call home, sweet like cassava bone. This place is a one of a kind, no other place. Let me take you on the west coast, where we party the most. If you're looking a place to go, Barbados, you're headed for sure. If you're looking for some place to get away, welcome to paradise. Barbados, so nice. Whether you're drinking rum or a pack of Kool-Aid, welcome to paradise. Barbados, so nice. Man, this thing so sweet, no others can.
All right, welcome back with Jamar from Barbados. Hey Jamar, how you like those music and those commotion that we are presenting you? I hope we get you some tours.
Yeah, I hope you do. I'd like you to send me that video too.
Okay. Our producer, they're in Pakistan, and in Pakistan it's about 10 p.m. now in the evening. So our producers are back there in Pakistan pushing all those buttons. We can get you a copy. Once we finish, I'll leave that to the manager. Yeah, we can get you a copy of that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into Barbados, man. Tell us about Barbados from a local person, from a tourist. What's a regular day like in Barbados for tourists and maybe a native? Kind of contrast the difference. And why should someone, there's a lot of different islands there in the Caribbean. Tell us some of the unique stuff about your island.
Right. So you want to know how it is for tourists first?
Yeah,
whenever they come, they usually, if they come at night time, when the tourists come at night time, the first thing they gotta adjust to is the humidity when they step off the plane.
Okay.
When they usually come from a cold country and they step out, the humidity hits them with a blast of hot, fresh air.
Okay.
And then essentially you ride to the airport, kind of cools you down. But then at nights now, if you're not familiar with living in a country with so much green and lush grass and stuff, when you're trying to sleep at night, you gotta get used to the crickets. Mind you, by the morning time or by the next day, crickets are gone. You never hear it anymore. And then the beaches are also amazing too. Beaches are free for everyone. We have no private beaches in Barbados. They're all free for everyone, including tourists. And so for visitors, they come here because they love the beaches, love the people. The people are very, very kind to you. They take care of you. They actually are concerned. They would pass and say, if they pass you in the street, they say hello. They say, what's up? How your day going? And it's a very warm place to be, very safe actually. And you're gonna have a good time when you come here. You're gonna come and have a good time. You're gonna leave, and then you're not gonna want to leave. You're gonna come back again. For the locals, most of us are working in tourism, so it's very busy for us. And not only in the taxi services, in the local, the vendors, the street vendors, they all get a piece of the pie. When people come here, they want to taste our food. And so many more people have become street vendors. You can go almost anywhere and see a van parked on the side of the street and someone selling food from the back of a van. And those are often some of the longest lines in the whole country for food because they have some of the best food.
Okay.
I always say, right, they have to have the best food because they don't necessarily have fine dining, no ambiance or anything. The only thing that keeps you coming back is how good the food tastes. So it better taste good.
Right.
And it absolutely does taste good because those people have some of the longest lines. But it's a camaraderie that we have going on. Everybody gets along. The locals get along with locals, and they get along with the tourists. Everybody gets along, and it's a warm place to be. Warm, it feels warm, definitely feels warm, especially in what you would call the summertime. Absolutely warm. But then the people are also the same too. Very warm, kind people.
So
Yeah.
tell, tell us about some of the unique difference between like we go from the Bahamas down to Trinidad, about 40 different regular islands. So why should someone come to Barbados? What's some of the unique characteristic of Barbados compared to some of the other islands?
Yeah, we alluded to it before when we were talking about the rum. We actually were the ones that invented the rum. And you can visit our distilleries to see how it's made, how the process is done. And it's also the rum shops where all the locals gather. Some of the hottest places for gossip are the rum shops. They come in there, they talk all their business, they talk your business, and everyone else is at the rum shops. It's a very big social gathering. But we've also got a strong British influence, but still a distinct Bajan identity. We still have the British legacy in the architecture, in the Parliament buildings, in the middle of Bridgetown. And all Bridgetown is also where you can taste all of our local food. We have a diverse and an adventurous landscape. It offers a range of activities for all types of travelers. You can explore the caves, which is like the Harrison's Cave or the Animal Flower Cave, natural wonders. In Harrison's Cave, there's stalactites and stalagmites. There's quicksand down there. There's canals where all the underground streams run. Because Barbados is a limestone country. We're the only country in the Caribbean that's not volcanic. When the rain falls, it seeps through the ground, and then it goes through our limestone into a natural filtration system, all the way down to our underground springs. And these springs, they lead water to the different aquifers that we have, and the water also goes out. The water also goes out into the ocean. And this is part of the reason why our drinking water is so clean. It already gets such natural filtration through the limestone. And then we still treat it for chemicals to make sure that it's also drinkable still. So we have some of the cleanest water here. I've been drinking our tap water for a long time. When you go into the restaurants, they give you the option for tap water too. As a matter of fact, I always drink tap water. Our tap water is very good. And this is usual. We have the same things as we have water sports, there's snorkeling, there's sailing, there's fishing, there's hiking, golf, horseback riding, and there's a lot of scenic trails for hiking. So no mountains, but some hills and amazing views.
Okay. When is the best time to visit Barbados?
Best time. All the time is the best time.
So you got. Well, I know
Whenever you got free time, come.
Well, I mean, I know it's natural all year round, but is there a certain time when you get more people visiting the island? Can you hear me?
If you want the best deals, if you want cheaper airfare and more. Yep. Something happened? Hello?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Oh,
hear
let's
you.
take.
I
Okay.
can.
Okay, let's continue. Okay, if you could hear me, we're gonna let's
Yeah,
continue.
you asked. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
I was asking you if there's a particular when is the best time or what time of the year you get most visitors.
Oh, oh, most visitors come around the winter time when it's too cold in the other countries. They come down here because we always have the same. Usually, we have the same temperature all the time, so it's very warm here all the time. And this is the best time. Well, this is best time to come if you want to get away from the cold. But also that when you come at that time, it's going to be the busiest time. So all the restaurants are going to have usually going to be booked up a lot. The beach is always filled with people. The hotels would always be booked, and so it's going to be tougher to get reservations at that time. But if you want to get a smooth experience, good reservations, short lines, you come in the summertime when it's our slow season. That way you get deals, you get discounts, and so it's cheaper that time to come. But if you ask me, I'd say come all the time. Come whenever you have free time.
Okay, if someone coming from England, someone coming
Whenever you have free time, come down.
okay, let's say someone is coming from England, London, and they never been to Barbados. They're coming for the first time. I know you mentioned earlier about the humidity, which is the heat coming from the cold place. What should they bring and what should they expect if you have someone coming out of England in February? Could you
If you're leave your winter coats, bring some
uh-huh,
flip flops, some
uh-huh.
shorts, and your appetite.
Okay.
Disregard everything that you are used to and bring anticipation. It's gonna be island time all the time. Everybody's always on island time. Every day is a beach day. You're never gonna use a coat. You're never gonna use. You're probably mostly gonna be in a t-shirt all the time. But when you come, at least I don't know if you're gonna ask me this, but I think at least three places you should see would be Oystins, Bathsheba, and Bridgetown. Oystins is like a big street festival. Everybody has their barbecue grills out. Everybody's frying up. There's there's real listen, it is one big street party. The locals go down there, the visitors go down there. There's music and dancing. There's rum everywhere. There's beer. There's people. There's a stage and there's a DJ. There's people that can dance, and then there's people that think they can dance. But at the end of the night, at the end of the night, if you just keep drinking, then you'll notice that everybody can dance. You've got you've got lobster down there. There's crabs, there's shrimp, grilled fish, grilled chicken, barbecue chicken. It is one big street party, and everybody eating street food. That's mostly the big celebration is on Friday nights, but Hoistons is usually open for food every other night, every day. But the big party is Friday night. And in Bridgetown is
Hmm.
where you would see our commercial activity going on, and you see a lot of our culture and history there. You see the cathedrals, the parliament buildings, the museums, sorry, and such like that.
Okay. What about it? Tell us about the music. Tell us about some Barbados music. What to expect when we get there from a music
All right.
standpoint.
The music has a specific rhythm to it. It makes you want to dance, whether you can dance or not. You'll find that you always want to dance. dance is calypso music or soca music, and
Uh-huh.
it is primarily made for the party. The aim of it is to get you to get up and move and groove, and so it's what we use for our celebration every year, our calypso celebration, our popover celebration. So
Okay, what about sports?
people, you know, it's a street revelry. Music is pounding. Sports,
Yeah.
cricket is our main driver. We have a West Indies cricket team. We do have local football teams as well. They play regionally a lot. There's often a football game happening at some point in time on a field in some part of the country on our public pastures. They teach you cricket in schools. Another thing that we would have kind of mastered, I believe that we would have invented it too, is something called road tennis. You ever heard of it?
What's it called? Road
Road
tennis?
tennis.
No.
Road tennis.
No, explain it there for
It's like
the.
table tennis, except it's like table tennis, but you play it in the streets. You play it on the road. They
Oh,
get
okay,
they
yeah.
get some white paint. Yeah,
I,
they get some white paint and they mark out a rectangle.
I got
This
you.
is so
Yes.
funny, right? You would have a private road, a private street, front someone's house. They would get some white paint and draw a rectangle in the middle of the road, and then get a piece of 2x4 and divide the rectangle in half with the 2x4, and that's supposed to be the net. And then you got two guys standing on opposite ends, crouching over, playing tennis. And whenever the cars want to pass, they got to pause the game and lift up the board, let the car pass, and drop it back down again. And that's table tennis for you. We have competitions for table tennis now. It's always funny. We actually everywhere now in most schools, from the primary school level, they have a table tennis patch painted in the road inside the school. So it's like a big rectangle painted on the ground, and that's for tennis. And we love some road tennis here. So I'd say cricket, road tennis, and football too. But road tennis is our thing though, and that
You
and
know
cricket.
what? I'm from St. Kitts, and we did the same thing too with but we didn't call it road tennis. I think we call it hand. I think we call it hand tennis, where we get a white stone, and then you just make the lines on the street like you mentioned.
Yeah,
And we used to do it, but I just never. I think we call it hand tennis. So but it's the same thing you just
the
described.
same thing. Did you get a 2x4 and put it down the
No,
center for the net?
no, we just get a chalk and mark a square, two square with
Okay,
a line
okay.
in the middle, and then we just use the chalk line as the net. So, and then
Listen
there's
though,
two guys from both sides.
road tennis is a workout. When you're done, you're sweating, man. You feel strong. Your body is warmed up. You feel like you can go and run 2 laps.
Right. So let me ask you: are you familiar with flag tennis and pickleball? Are those sports there yet?
I don't know what you mean by flag tennis,
I mean, sorry,
but we do. This is
flag
what I'll tell
football,
you. We have the
sorry, flag football.
flag football.
Yeah,
No, I don't think so. We play the regular soccer. But internationally you would call it soccer, but we call it football.
yeah. I got you.
That's what we play,
Uh-huh.
and there are some badminton games that happen, but if you're talking about Bajan culture. If you want to be specific to Barbados, you're talking about world tennis and cricket.
Well, in the US, pickleball is becoming popular, and I can guarantee some of the resort gonna start to have those. And the flag football is where you put two flags on each side of the person, the left side and the right side, and they play
Yeah.
something like soccer. But you gotta pull the flag to catch the person. It's very
No, we
popular
don't.
internationally. So it's they're gonna come there pretty soon. Flag football and pickleball.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten here yet, but it'll be interesting to watch. Though. Interesting to watch.
Okay,
Flag foot.
talk about the currency. If someone is coming there from Dubai, what kind of currency should they bring?
US dollars is widely accepted because it's easy to convert. It's 2 for 1. Well, not technically, it's 1.98, but the average person locally would accept it as 2 for 1. 2 for 1, so one US dollar is two Barbadian dollars. So whenever you come here, you are twice as rich if you come with US dollars.
Okay, tell us about the transportation system. If you got someone coming from out of New York and they want to rent a car, or they want to use local system, or they want to hire Southern Tour. Tell us about the transportation.
When you come, you can book ahead
Uh-huh.
using my website if you want to get a private airport pickup. And there's other companies that offer it too. Also at the airport, there are the the airport taxis, which are there also are a private service, but those taxis pretty much are parked at the airport all the time. So you're always going to get a pickup. If you want to get public transportation, we have a bus service that is supposed to run on the hour and sometimes half an hour. That's the large buses. The mini buses with the yellow ones, but they travel on a specific route.
Okay.
And all the public transportation, like the buses, they have the same fare, which is $3.50 Barbados, which is about 175 US. They travel along a specific route, but anywhere from the minibuses down to the minivans, that is a whole culture in itself. Those are some of the most Barbadians you will ever see. Even from the way they talk. Sometimes if you're not familiar with it, you don't even recognize that they're speaking English. So, but if you want 100% true Bajan experience, you will definitely get it on public transportation. But it will be up to you to determine if you had a good experience or not. You're gonna get where you're going, but it's gonna be quite different from where you came from. And they travel along the route. And you will just have to get the bus or the van that passes along your route. There's also, sorry, uh, pickup service here, similar to Uber, but it's not called Uber, but it operates in a similar way. A company called Pickup Barbados. You can download the app and they will send the taxi driver to your location, similar to what you do with Uber. And they're pretty good, you know. if you want the personalized, if you want to know, if you want to schedule a pickup ahead of time,
Uh-huh.
you would likely have to go with a taxi company or tour company similar to mine. And if you wanted to do island tours and stuff like that. So the public transportation is affordable, is I can say is reliable to a point depending on where you are and where you're going. In the more populated areas, you're more likely going to see the transportation. For the places that are far away, have to wait every 1 hour or sometimes every hour and a half or up to 2 hours sometimes to see a bus, depending on how far away you are.
Okay, for the public transportation in St. Kitts, you could walk out on the street, especially if you're coming from the country. You just walk out in front of your house and you could pick up a bus, a van. Is that the same system you guys have?
Yeah, we have it, but we have them on bus stops. But it's the same thing. You can walk out onto the street and get a bus too. Um,
Oh, okay, okay.
but of course, the
What
bus
about
can't
religion?
pass. Of course, I was saying the religion.
Yeah,
All right,
what's the number one religion
we
there?
were the majority of the religious persons here are Christian.
Okay,
But then the Christian religion has different denominations in it. I think they have
right,
all flavors of Christianity. They are patterns of Christianity here. Methodists, Catholics, Evangelicals, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh Day Adventists. Those are that's the largest religion. But then there's also other religions, the Muslims, the Jewish religion, and I don't know about Hindus. They probably are, but it's likely probably is a small percentage. But the lion's share goes to Christianity.
Christian.
And then if you want to call atheism religion, then there are some people here like that too. But the lion's share, as I said, goes to Christianity. Most of them are Christian.
Okay, back to the transportation system. If someone is coming from France and they want to rent a car, can they use their driver's license or they have to get a local permit? Oh, explain that to us.
You gotta get a local. You get they give you authorization when you go to rent the car. They would take
Uh-huh.
your information, your license information, and you get like
Uh-huh.
a pass. They give you a pass to use for the time that you're going to be driving, based on the validity of your license, like say back in France or so. But you don't necessarily have to do a whole driving exam to drive here. They would give you a pass for the time period that you need it for. But the car rental company would take care of that for you.
Okay,
It
sounds
would
good.
be like a
Final
temporary authorization or something like that.
All right, final question in this segment. Lots of beach there, correct? Have
Yeah,
you
hundred
have you
percent.
have you ever been to St. Martin?
I went to St. Martin when I was on a cruise ship, but I
Uh-huh.
never been to the beach in St. Martin. I was the, the cruise ship docked in the port, and I kind of just walked into the city. But yes, I've been to St. Martin.
Okay, are there any nude beach there in Barbados like they have some on the French side of St. Martin?
They are, but they're unofficial. If you want to go to the beach, if you want to go to a nude beach, you create your own. Do it at night time when everyone is sleeping. That's your nude beach.
Okay, so there's no daytime public beach that you could visit.
No, no. You want to do that? Do it at nighttime when no one can see you and nobody's going to record it. And don't make any noise so anyone can hear you. And you can be nude all you want.
Okay, let's go back to your conversation. Remember, you said you could take the tourists. If someone gets you tour, you could take them to different local spot that they're not going to see in the magazine, right? So if they request a nude beach,
Yeah, I
could
do that
you?
all the time.
Yeah, okay, great. So if they want to go to a
I
private
can.
nude
Well,
beach, can you hook up that too?
here's what I can do.
Okay,
I
we
can take
listening.
you to a beach less, that is less. I'll take you to a beach that is least traveled. One that
Okay.
is probably hard to get to, or that nobody bothers to go because it's so far away. And then you can do all you want to do there. You know, I can't promise that there won't be any passers-by, but I can suggest that the chances are unlikely.
All right, let's take a quick break, and coming up, we're going to invite the guests to ask questions, and I got some questions about Barbados myself. So let's take a quick break, get
Yeah,
some Barbados food punch, and I'll get my food punch with you, and we'll be right back.
yeah.
We have to the list goes on. So it has that level of fortunately we don't go extreme of eating cat dogs and all those things. No, we do not.
Yeah.
And I do hope we do not ever go down that road. But for that you find, and I say it's also feeling.
All right, welcome back. Our guest is Jamar from Barbados. We are actually in Bridgetown, Barbados, talking with Jamar. This segment, we're going to invite the guests. Those of you who are listening on Facebook or any other live stream, if you have any questions, to your right bottom, you could send your questions, and we will entertain those questions. You could see the section. You could see the section, right, Jamal? If someone poses a question, you will be able to see it, right? Let me see here.
In the comments, yeah. But
Yes,
if
yes.
yeah, in the comment section, yeah, I can see it
Yeah,
in the
okay.
comments. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to invite anyone who have any questions that we didn't ask. They could also bring those in right now. Let's continue with our show. So, Jamal, what's the highest point? I know you don't. I know there's no high mountain like some of those other Caribbean volcanic islands. What's the highest peak there? And what's the name of it?
The highest one, yeah, that would be Mount Hillaby.
Okay,
If you
okay,
want to
okay.
be technical, the highest point is Mount Hillaby. But to get the scenic views, you got to go to the second highest point, which is Cherry Tree Hill. And Cherry Tree Hill will give you a panoramic view of the east coast and some of the countryside, some of the inland countryside. Technically, Mount Hillaby is the highest.
Okay, and is there? Tell us about that. Is there a tour? Is there when you go to the highest?
No, Mount Hillaby is more okay. Mount Hillaby, if you want to do a tour, it will be a tour of a residential area. Many people live there, so the houses are kind of pretty much deformed the neighborhood. You won't get such of a vast view in Hillaby because it's so densely populated with people. But if you wanted to see the view of the country, then on the tour you would visit the Cherry Tree Hill, and that can be done on the tour. And then also another high point would be the Gun Hill Service Station, and that is more of a central in St. George. But Gun Hill will offer a panoramic view of the city, the town. It would also show you the countryside where you would see all the cane fields and the hills. And then you would also see parts of the east. The east side is where the Atlantic Ocean is. The wind blows from that direction. All the hurricanes come from that direction. And the waters are a lot more rough out there.
Can you see from those two mountains that you mentioned? Can you see any other island on a clear day?
On a clear day, not from those points. If you want to see the closest country to Barbados, which would be St. Vincent, you got to stand on the west coast, anywhere along Carlisle Bay, up to the west coast on the beach on a clear day, and then you got to look to the west, and then you will see a hint of St. Vincent. You can probably see a bit of St. Vincent from, let's say, well, this is still considered the west too, but I would say like from Mount Standfast or any of the any of the elevation along Highway 2, you would see St. Vincent, but it has to be a very clear day. I'm talking about not a cloud in the sky, and you got to kind of look really close. But St. Vincent is the closest that you can see.
Okay. Let's I see Abira said you seen the question there? Which excursion are famous in Barbados?
Yeah, which excursions? One of the most famous ones would be the catamarans and snorkeling.
Okay.
Almost every day, any given day, you would see a catamaran with like 25 to 50 people on it, just cruising. They all go there just for the warm waters. They go
Uh-huh.
swimming with turtles, with the stingrays. So a very popular excursion is snorkeling. It's just swimming, just going out on the boat, and just lying on the beach. Some of the most popular things, some of the biggest reasons that people come are for snorkeling, swimming, and relaxing on the beach. It never stops.
Okay. I'd like to shout out to I believe we have someone from St. Vincent listening. Linky, she is from St. Vincent, so she's probably listening. Like to big up Linky, and also Brenda in St. Thomas. I think she's listening. So big up Brenda from St. Thomas, and welcome to the show. Oh, see there, sending greeting from St. Thomas, Brenda. Hey, Brenda, welcome.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about the dish. What's the national dish? And tell us if you tell us about it, and if you could prepare it, maybe you could give us some of the menu, some of the ingredients. Sorry.
They so I can be brutal with you. I am a part of the new generation. Sorry. However, the textbooks and the history books will tell you no dish is cuckoo and flying fish. Cuckoo, cuckoo is kind of like it's made out of cornmeal, and it's kind of like cream potato, except it's not potato, it's cornmeal, and it's made into, right, there we go, like the picture there.
Yes,
And
yes,
it
yes.
has a distinct taste to it. It's a cornmeal taste. And then there's the flying fish and the okra and all that. However, as a part of the new generation, I would tell you that I don't know if that's what we eat primarily anymore. You want to know what the national dish is now? It's
Yeah.
something that we call yes Sunday food. Usually that's because on Sundays, usually when I was growing up on Sundays, when you get home from church, you have to go to church in the car. By the time you get home from church around 1 o'clock, your parents done cook up a storm in the kitchen,
Uh-huh.
and they got macaroni pie, rice and peas, baked chicken, coleslaw, or sweet potato, and a tall glass of milk. And macaroni pie is something that's also unique to us. I call macaroni pie, this is what I call it. I call it glorified mac and cheese. Absolutely glorified. You already you already have macaroni. You already have it mixed in there with creamy cheese. And we was throwing onions and sweet peppers. We was throwing our herbs and spices to give it a flavor. And we melt it down, we make it nice. So we got some melted cheese in a bowl. And then what we would do is take even more cheese, put it in a cheese grater and sprinkle it on top. Take the macaroni pie and throw it back in the oven. So you got macaroni that's cooked twice, and it has a sizzling, the top of it is sizzling brown, and the inside is moist. And it's a very, very cheesy dish. And we eat that with some good old split peas and rice, brown rice or white rice, split peas or even lentil peas. Then you got barbecue chicken or sometimes boiled chicken. And you make the gravy out of that and you pour the gravy on the rice. And then for the sides, you're gonna have coleslaw or potato salad. And that, after you done eat that, all you want to do is go to sleep.
So that's something that you
Heavy food.
that's something that you do. And you prepare that or your parents?
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, you can?
I can do that in my imagination. Yeah, in my imagination, I can do that.
No, you know we
But
have
I'm
a guy.
sure that everybody here is so easy. It's very it's easy to cook here because everybody makes it. I can do it if I really commit to it, but I just let the experts handle it.
Okay, we have a guy, we have a
I
guest,
stick
we have
to
a cook,
driving.
we have a cook coming on the show pretty soon, and he might tell us how to cook this cook up the calf macaroni that you mentioned with the cuckoo and flying fish. I think we
Mac and
call it,
cheese. That's macaroni pie.
yes, I think with the cuckoo, I think we call it fungi in some of the other islands. I think we call it we call it fungi and saltfish or fungi.
Fungi.
Yeah, it's the same thing with just a different name. And we have a
Is it
guest.
still made from
Huh?
cornmeal?
Yes, it made from cornmeal, and it's the same
Is
thing
it
that
still
you
made from
mentioned.
cornmeal?
Yes,
Okay.
if you
Okay.
Google it,
Okay.
and you Google this, if you Google the fungi and you Google the cuckoo, I could guarantee it's going to be the same dish. Okay, let's go back to the beaches. What's the most
Yeah, probably.
according to Google? What's the most popular beach there in Barbados? This
You see now, this is because Google never visits Barbados. The most popular beach, according to Google, is probably going to be Crane Beach.
yes, that's yes.
Crane Beach is well advertised, so let's not take it from them. And it's also a very beautiful beach. Absolutely beautiful.
Okay, you just put a picture there. So you're saying you yeah, there you go, Crane Beach. Are you gonna prove are you gonna prove Google wrong? And if so, what's the correct one?
The correct one is the most popular beach, and it is most popular beach for a reason. Browns Beach, or another name for it would be Carmel Bay, because that beach is on the side of the Caribbean Sea, and that beach is always very smooth. The water is crystal clear. The water is always
Okay,
and it's a very popular setup on there all the time. There's a snow cone vendors on there. There's beach parties, beach clubs down there. Everybody everybody knows Browns Beach, and everybody that lives in Barbados that's grown up in Barbados has been to Browns. It is just further away from everyone else. Brown Beach and Carlisle Bay and also Pebbles Beach are along some of the most densely populated parts of Barbados, and more people go there. But those beaches are always consistent in quality, and those beaches are where all the snorkeling goes down. That's where people go for the swimming. They go out far. They go paddle boarding. They go jet skiing. All that stuff goes there. None of those water sports happen on Crane Beach because Crane Beach is on the Atlantic side. And although the beach is nice, the water can get quite rough sometimes if the wind is blowing too strong or whatever. But as I said, I can't take away from Crane Beach. Crane Beach is absolutely gorgeous. They have done a good thing down there. It looks very nice. If you're talking about popularity, if you're talking about where most people go, just because it's so easy to take the children, Browns Beach.
okay. This one is according to Facebook. Um, which which is the most popular events in Barbados? Event according to Facebook. Let me rephrase it. Which events bring the most tourists into the island?
Okay, Crop Over Festival, and that is hands down because that is one party. Have you ever heard of a party that lasts 3 months? It is a whole season of partying. They party. There's events. There's different. There's so many different breakfast parties. There's many different all-inclusive parties. There's any reason to get out and socialize and dance to music is what they take Crop Over for. For those 3 months from June, July, August, it is street parties every time, all the time. There's breakfast events, man. There's all kinds of things, and then there's other cultural events for talent shows, and there's something for everybody, for every age group, and it is a time of festivity. It is widely marketed, as in we let the world know when it's time for crop over season. We absolutely Even if they didn't know, we remind them. When you see June, you're going to see Barbados advertising crop over time because it's the biggest street event we have.
Okay, well, I guess Face- Facebook is correct then. With crop over.
Yeah, yeah, Facebook is correct. You have
Okay,
even
so you
popular international influencers come here for that.
okay. But did you say most of the Caribbean islands do it for a month? You guys do it for 3 months?
Yeah, we party for 3 months. A month is too
Three
short.
months.
We need more
June,
time.
July. Now, let's go back to Facebook. Facebook said Trinidad is the biggest and the best carnival in the Caribbean. Any dispute to that from your end?
Trinidad said, sorry, Facebook says Trinidad.
Yeah, Facebook said Trinidad is the biggest and the best carnival in the Caribbean. Do you have any dispute, and how would you compare your guys' crop over to Trinidad carnival?
Far be it from me to take away from Trinidad's glory. Trinidad is nice. The only reason that we don't have a problem with Trinidad's carnival and they don't clash with ours. So we would always ourselves, our local, our people here, we would go to Trinidad for their carnival, and we would, indulge in their festivities just the same way. But by the time we come back home, it's time for ours to start. So I would say that they're both just as good. They're both good.
Okay.
Fortunately, they're both at different times, so I'm never really gonna have to have a.
Okay. Do you guys have a national bird, a national animal that you guys, like in the US, the eagle is the national bird animal. Do you guys have a national animal?
We have an animal that we have animals that we have an animal that was here with us, and then there was one that we brought here. So the one that was here before the black belly sheep. Have you ever seen a sheep with a black belly before?
No.
Black belly sheep. Those are unique to Barbados, and they're just regular sheep. Same characteristics of a sheep, but they don't have any thick wool. They have a very thin fur, but they have a black belly. But the other animal that was brought here, that is now kind of ours now, is the green monkey. You can see the green monkeys when you go to the animal floor cave. They're cute little monkeys. They don't get any taller than about 2 feet. But those have become ours now.
Okay, now I got it. That's the black belly sheep.
And the hillside of the countryside, you cross the street at some point. Yeah.
So that's you guys' national animal, the black belly sheep?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I don't remember ever seeing one of those.
But I would not say You seen one of those in St. Kitts?
No, no, no. I said I never seen one of those in St. Kitts. And I've been to St. Thomas, Puerto Rico.
You're not
Um,
you're not gonna you're not gonna see one of those. They belong to
okay,
us.
got you. Got you. Okay, finally, um, this according to Yahoo, statistic, which is the most popular attraction there on the island? Which attraction get more visitors than anyone else? Okay, yeah, she put it up there.
Did
That's
did
good. Yeah.
Yahoo did Yahoo say Yahoo? So Yahoo is telling you the one on the left is the Animal Flower Cave, and
Uh-huh.
the one on the right is Harrison's Cave. I would say the one on has more. It is very popular, but through more organic popularity. People tell each other about it. There's a lot of word of mouth going on there with the Animal Flower Cave
Hmm.
and some advertising. The one on the right is Harrison's Cave, which a lot more marketing has gone into because they have now created a full day of Harrison's Cave. Because normally you would have gone down there on a tram, much like
Hmm.
what you have in the picture. They will go down on a tram, and there will be a tour guide that tells you what's all about. They would give you an explanation of how the cave was formed, how Barbados was formed, and just a lot of it's an educational trip. But now at the Harrison's Cave, there's zip lining, there's there's rock climbing, there's a tasting there. You got a full day of activities now when you go to the Harrison's Cave, and so it is heavily marketed and heavily advertised to make you know, to make everyone know of all the things you can do there. The Animal Flower Cave has always just been about natural beauty. The most that they have there is a nice restaurant on the cliff top. And sometimes around December time, December, January, and February, you would see whales come down to these waters because they are warmer at that time of the year. This is around the winter season. The whales would come, the whales are warm blooded, so they will come down here to the warm waters, and you would see the whales from the Animal Flower Cave. And the Animal Flower Cave has always just been about the beauty of the area. And it's nice, and people tell each other that it's nice, and that's why they get people. I tell them that it's nice. So
Okay.
I don't know what Yahoo there.
Yahoo picked the Harrison Cave. Is that correct in your mind?
Yeah, yeah, I would say that because a lot of marketing has gone into it. So yes, I would say Yahoo's correct there.
Okay. If someone want to experience Barbados, right? How long would you say they have to stay on the island to enjoy all of Barbados?
Let's say you will have to stay here because for 3 months alone, you're going to be enjoying Papover. And then,
So
okay,
you
let's be okay to be more reasonable. I'd say 6 months to a year. Probably is 6 months. If you come in 6 months, if you come from June
Uh-huh.
If you come to Barbados from June and you leave by New Year's Eve, you would have had enough time to do. You're gonna have crop over season in there. You're gonna have Christmas season in there. You're gonna have the New Year's festival in there. Oystins is every Friday night. You're gonna have a mixing and a dry season. So you'll experience a lot of Barbados from June to December. I'd say that's reasonable amount of time.
Wow. So 12 months is what a person who, if you want to experience and enjoy Barbados, you're saying 12 months is the perfect time. You have to live there for a whole year to experience Barbados. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Bridgetown. Why they call it Bridgetown? Is there a lot of bridge there or
You
just
hear that
one
one?
bridge?
Okay.
Tell us about Bridgetown and where they got a name from, how they came up with the name. If you could give us some insight.
Sorry, didn't get you just now. Can you hear that again?
I was asking about Bridgetown. Where does that name came from? And can you give us some insight? Is there a lot of bridges there or there's a major bridge? Why Bridgetown? And walk us, give us some insight on Bridgetown. All right, there's a good picture there of Bridgetown, of what's that, a church? You got the question, Jamal?
Of it wasn't hearing a lot of it.
Okay, I'll repeat. I was asking you about the Bridgetown, and she put up a picture there. I think it's a church. I was asking you if you could break down Bridgetown, where the name came from. Um, um, is there a lot of bridges
Yeah,
there, or
let me
just
see the
one
picture.
major? She just put a picture up. Can you back up that picture, Alina? Yeah, there you go.
we, yeah, we got two bridges in Bridgetown. One is a
Okay.
permanently fixed bridge, and the other one
Uh-huh.
can lift up. But
Okay.
the other one can lift up. You've got a wharf in Bridgetown where there's a lot of boats docked,
Uh-huh.
and when the boats, but Bridgetown is the largest city that we have, and it's also a UNESCO. Is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. What that picture was just now with the clock tower
Uh-huh.
is what we call the main guard. That's by the garrison Savannah, and that's also a part of our military base down there, the St. Anne's Fort. It's a big red building.
Okay.
All of them are painted red.
Mhm.
And that's where we have our defense for the bases is down there, the defense force bases. Bridgetown is
Okay.
the commercial is where all the commercial most of the commercial activity happens when people come to do shopping, or there's also where all the corporate, not all but a lot of the corporate offices are, with the banks, the department stores, is where most of the shopping happens. But there's also a lot of history to it because it's got the cathedral churches, St. Michael's Cathedral.
Uh-huh.
Our parliament buildings are there. This is where the Senate adjourns. This is where the ministers come and slam the gavel and tell us how to live our lives, the usual stuff. And there's a lot of history there in Bridgetown. There's pictures of how it was back then. It used to be all the structures in Bridgetown used to be wooden. We had a whole wooden city, and then we had a very devastating fire years ago, and we've rebuilt the city now into different departments, compartments, and so there's a lot of brick and mortar now. Parliament buildings have retained their structure for all the years. Is a British influence of architecture, and we've put up we've created parks, and we've got monuments set up in Bridgetown. There's a lot of hustle and bustle goes on, but we don't have any residences in Bridgetown. Nobody actually lives in town.
No?
I understand that in many large countries, people have condos and apartments in the city. Nobody lives in
Uh-huh.
Bridgetown, but they live around the edges of it on the outskirts. That's where they
Oh,
have that's where they have the housing, the public housing set up, some houses, but nobody lives in the town itself. It's too small.
oh. So the name was that name given to it back in the days when when England had owned it? Did that name go way back when it was owned by the British, occupied by?
No, the name used to be Indian Bridge.
Oh, back in the day when England had control over you guys.
Yeah, it was called Indian Bridge.
Okay, okay, okay,
Indian Bridge.
okay. And you
And
guys changed it
subsequently,
to
we would have came and changed it to Bridgetown.
okay, okay, okay.
But
Let's go
Bridgetown,
back.
right? It's
Uh
quite
huh.
interesting. A lot of the foundation,
Uh huh.
a lot of the foundation where the roads and the buildings are built on Bridgetown, you won't notice it, but they are built on water. The water from the ocean,
Uh huh.
it runs under Bridgetown up to a certain, and they kind of going through town. But part of Bridgetown is built over the water.
Okay. It's interesting. Um. So is the modern day guy give it the name Bridgestone from Indian Bridge? Who- How long was that name changed? And
Yeah, it
is you
was
guys Parliament change it?
the modern day. Yeah,
Okay. Um.
yeah. Well,
If so, well,
if you want to
if
get if you want to get specifics on that,
uh-huh.
let me get back to you on the specifics on when that happened. That I can't really put a date on it. I don't remember when, but we would have
Okay,
changed it from Indian Bridge to Bridgetown. Not
got
can't
you.
remember when. But
Um. Yeah, let's go back. If someone is coming from Germany and they want to rent a car, which side of the street should they drive on? You you got me? Did you hear the question? If if you have a tourist coming from Germany, speak little English, which side of the street should he drive on? Seem like we got a little disconnect here. Can you hear me, Jamar? Let's take a quick break and come right back.
Yeah, don't ever give away what's mine. Still must stop and rise, yeah. Been in this shit for hours, I don't even know the time. And if she wants, she knows she don't mind. Yeah, she love it when I'm deep inside her. In too deep in the violence. OTG, no for firearms. And I'ma fly her up if I like her. And I'ma fly her up to Barbados. She find it crazy that I always got stainless. Baby girl, why you think my top is stainless? With all the good take, no, you gon' stay in shit. Take the wrong time, get wet. And she gon' be impressed with no paper. How she look the same with no makeup. Yeah, don't ever give away what's mine, so much.
To paradise, Barbados so nice. Whether you're drinking rum or a pack of Kool-Aid. Welcome to paradise, Barbados so nice. Man, this thing so sweet, no others can compete. That is my island, Barbados so nice. We got the best beaches, girl with them peaches down in my island, Barbados so nice. Have you ever been to some place before? You ain't leave yet, but you're craving for more. This place will give you so much good memories, plenty vibes and stories. Watch new friends become family. Now we back at this place I call home, sweet and cassava bone. This place is a one of a kind, no other place. Let me take you on the West Coast, where we party the most. If you're looking a place to go, Barbados, you're headed for sure. If you're looking for some place to get away, welcome to paradise, Barbados so nice. Whether you're drinking rum or a pack of Kool-Aid, welcome to paradise, Barbados so nice. Man, this thing so sweet, no others can.
Wow, welcome back. Those pictures and the music, huh?
That's all local music.
From Barbados. What you were saying there? You were talking about the pictures and the music?
I was saying that's all music. That's all
right.
local music.
Yeah, the producers behind the scene is really hooking you up, huh? I hope you get some tours from our podcast show. I was asking you, if someone is coming from Germany and they want to rent a car, which side of the street should they drive on?
You're driving on the left-hand side.
Okay,
but your steering wheel will be on the right-hand side.
Okay, because that's interesting to know. Okay, you don't want a Germany who don't speak English coming on there and driving on the right-hand side, you know? So, okay, this is our final segment, and we're going to talk about the future of tourism in Barbados. Can you hear me?
They got to be careful. They got to make sure they don't look the wrong way. They got to be careful crossing the street. Make sure they don't look the wrong way.
Yes, you guys have an issue with that, with tourists driving on the wrong side, like the American tourists who drive on the right hand side? Do you guys have major issue with that? Yeah?
No, the fear grips you quite quickly, and you kind of just follow suit. When you start driving and realize that everyone else is on the left hand side, you just follow suit and you fall right in. Nobody's ever risked attempted to driving. Nobody's ever attempted to drive on the other side. From my experience, they're too afraid to do that.
Okay, let's get into the future of tourism in Barbados. What are some of the challenges that you see facing the tourism in Barbados from the local and from the tourism standpoint?
Challenges. I guess finding even more things to do. Now there are a lot, but they're trying to find new avenues for. There are more that can be done. There's a lot to do, but there's even more that can be done. And they're trying to find new ways to occupy people. They're trying to get a bigger zoo to have more types of animals. We used to have a water park.
Uh-huh.
We used to have something called Ocean World where we had sharks and all kinds of interesting looking fish. And, fish that aren't necessarily from Barbados, but we used to have them on display like a big water world. We don't have that anymore. They're trying to resume that. They're trying to remain relevant in a changing world, but still keep your nationality, your nationalism intact. However, the challenges that we experienced were not necessarily unique to us. It was a challenge that everyone else had, which was the 2 years of no tourism. And we're just trying to come over. We were trying to overcome that, and I think that we did by now. So at this point, it should just be steady growth, but also reaching into a new market to get new types of visitors to come in. People that would not usually come to Barbados. We're trying to market to persons that are from even further away or different parts of the world that never considered to come here. So I would say that we've overcome the biggest challenge that we had for the 2 years, but it's just an uphill climb now as you reach out to different market, a different type of people in a different market now.
Okay, is there anything that you're doing personally to improve the ecosystem of Barbados? And is there anything that the tourism department, you guys are doing to help the environment in Barbados so
The,
tourism could
the,
continue going?
the biggest thing that we can do
Uh-huh.
is to we already do it, but we must be consistent with it, and it's just to stop the littering.
Okay.
Stop just littering. When you drop things, they always find their way to the ocean, and then when it gets down there, it kills all the coral, it kills the sea, the marine life. So they've banned plastics. Well, they've done what they could to ban plastics. They can't ban them all,
Right.
but they've made some inroads to ban plastics, single-use plastics, sorry. But they can't completely get rid of plastic. But they can advise that people not litter. And for the most part, people don't really litter openly. We could do better, and they can do better to enforce that. But just stop dropping your garbage. You know, that is one big thing you can do. And well, we used to have people that would be poaching sea turtles and sea urchins, but we have that under control now. But as I said, the biggest thing, stop the litter, take care of the marine life, and you should be fine from there. Plant more trees. keep planting trees, but stop the stop the garbage.
Got you. So, do you think the government of Barbados is doing enough improvement, doing enough incentive to keep tourism alive?
Yeah,
From your.
they're doing pretty alright. They're reaching out to new places. We have
Uh-huh.
new airlines. We have new airlines coming here that never came before. We have new cruise ships coming here that never came before. They have fines and penalties on illegal dumping. They
Okay.
have a cleanup campaign. When we had the ashfall that came to us when the volcano in I think it was St. Vincent, when their volcano erupted.
Yes, St.
We
Vincent.
had we had a national cleanup campaign. We hired people to go around, clean the streets, clean up the ash, clean up the garbage, and this is all paid by the government. So they did all right. They're doing all right. They're reaching out to new markets. They're really advertising Barbados internationally and getting the name known. So they're doing good. There's always room for improvement because I never give anyone an A plus because there's always room for improvement. But they're doing all right.
What about the tourists? You guys get millions of tourists every year. Is there
Yeah.
any recommendation that they should do to you mentioned keep it clean? Is there any other suggestion you would give to the tourists so they could keep so you guys with tourism going and
Um, Come with an open mind. Try the food. You're gonna like
uh,
it. I guarantee you're gonna like it. You don't think you're gonna like it till you try it, and then you realize that you like it. You're gonna when you come, there's gonna be a warm. They can just join in on the camaraderie. Um, buy more local. Go to the support the small, support the food trucks, support the small vendors and the small entrepreneurs, the guys that sell fruits and vegetables on the street, the people that have their small craft, people that dedicate their time into making shoes and making souvenirs. So I recommend support the small guys, support the local stuff when you come, and keep the place clean, observe the rules and the laws as usual, and book more tours with me.
that's what we're trying to accomplish here. ICCARIBBEAN is promoting South tours. So it was a joy having you on the show. Is there
All
anything
right.
before we close up? Is there anything that you like to say? Any sound that you like to bring forward?
Just a thank you for the opportunity to talk about Barbados and talk about what tours are like here in Barbados, what the life is like. So it's really just a thank you. And apart from the recommendations that I gave you, when people come with an open heart, an open mind, come to have fun because you're going to have fun. And and when you come, when you leave, come back with twice as. But um, really, just a thank you for the opportunity.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back and close it out. Again, really appreciate having you. I think our guests, our visitors, I think we touched on just about all parts of Barbados, which was our mission. And I think you did a good job bringing that to the forefront. So, again, really appreciate, and we'll be right back to close off the show. We'll be right back.
Fly hallelujah. Take it, speak, we can do. Florida, Canada. big up every kitty shot. When we fly to England, Europe,
All right. Welcome back to the ICCARIBBEAN podcast. And today we had the opportunity to travel to Barbados and spend about maybe an hour and 42 minutes with Jamar from Barbados. It was a pleasure. Really enjoy having you. Our next show is going to be next week. I'm not sure exactly which island we're going to tap into, but from ICCARIBBEAN and the team there in the Pakistan, our producer who put the show together, really appreciate you guys. And thank you again, Jamal. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Those of you in the Pakistan, good night and enjoy your evening. Signing off from the ICCARIBBEAN podcast. Thank you, guys.